And welcome to episode 4 of Transform Your Business. I'm just checking all the video stuff is working here over on the computer and make sure things are all happening. It shows that I'm live, which is great. Make sure I turn off the volume because I always get awful feedback. And we're there, we're good. Welcome. It's Monday, it's the 28th of January, and this is episode 4 of Transform Your Business. Good morning, Graham. Welcome to you. Thank you for joining me this morning. And I know a few other people. I had a message from Gemma. She's not going to be joining us this morning. She's on her way to some event. And I know a couple of other people are going to be coming in and joining us as well. So welcome to you all. This is episode 4. And the title for today is What You Got Cooking. So far this month, I'm hoping that you are on the way to your goals. But I just need to check in and really see what progress we've all been making and how are things all getting together. Because what we need to make sure of when we're traveling from where we are today to the goal we want to reach is that we are staying on course, that we're staying on track. Because the road from A to B is never a straight line. There's going to be roadworks, there's going to be all sorts of things in the way. And we will have to do detours and make changes and go and get some stuff and come back to the path. And if we know where that path is, that's easy. But if we're not sure where that path is, therefore it can get rather confusing. And what this week's all about is having some questions, and I've had some questions emailed to me, which we're going to go through in a second, and also just making sure that we just check in with ourselves to see what have we achieved, what have we got set up, and now how do we move on into February. So let's go to some of the questions we've had so far. The first question was this. So somebody who's working on their own, they are a solopreneur, and their question was, is it just me? If it's just me, do I need to have a clear purpose, vision and values? And the answer to that is a simple yes, you do. And why is that important? Well, if you're working for yourself, you need an environment around you that supports you. The team is you. So you need to be the leader of you. And being the leader is creating that environment that allows everybody to perform at their best, to contribute their best, to bring all their knowledge, skills and talent in service of your vision, to transform your vision into reality. So if you're working for yourself, you have a job of leading yourself, which is making sure you're putting yourself in the right environment so that you can achieve your business goals. Now, one of the ladies from the Guildford Hub I was talking to was that my video is coming across a bit blurry. Thank you, Graham. It could be because there's a slow network. We have been having really weird internet issues coming around us recently. I did notice though last night we got a notification from BT, would you like to upgrade? So maybe that's got something to do with our low internet connection. So I hope it's not too blurry and the video will be okay in the recording. Thanks for letting me know that, Graham. So what we have is, if you have your purpose, vision and values absolutely clear, then when you are challenged by something, when you are being able to see an opportunity, because you have that clear for yourself, because you've created an environment around yourself about what you're trying to achieve, then it helps you make decisions much quicker. So having a purpose, vision, value is absolutely okay, but it's got to be your vision, your purpose, your values taking you in your direction, because otherwise you can get distracted. And that's one of the things that solopreneurs often happen to them. I've had the experience myself, is we get distracted by lots of shiny baubles all around us, and we go off and start using a new bit of software. Oh, that'll help, and we sign up to something else. Oh, that'll help. And suddenly we're doing all this stuff and we notice we're spending lots of money on things that aren't really helping our boat go faster. So make sure that whatever it is, you've got your purpose, vision and values clear, because then you'll know whether this new thing, this new idea, this new approach is going to help you go faster or it's going to be a distraction. Now, another question was this. My goal is to double my turnover to 40k. Is that a big enough BHAG? And if you remember, we were talking about big, hairy, audacious goals. I keep saying big, hairy ass goals. I'm not quite sure why. Big, hairy, audacious goals, and the power of a big, hairy, audacious goal to really drive you forward, to pull you forward, if you like. And is just the money a big enough goal? Well, it can be if you're really clear about what the money's going to do. but I think just the money for me is never enough. Having a number is really important as long as it fits into the whole context. So if your goal is just about, I want to double my turnover to 40k, that might be a bit weak. But if it's about 40k and it's about what you're going to do with that 40k and it's what it's going to enable you to achieve by earning that 40k, then that's going to become more real and more powerful for you. Because I don't think many people, good morning Yvonne, great to see you this morning. I don't think many people get turned on just by the number. It's more about what the number is going to enable them to do. So if you have a financial goal, great. I always want people to have financial goals. It's really important that you have something that's going to be a black and white measure. Did we get to that point, yes or no? So that's really important. But make sure it's encompassed or encapsulated in a description of what that money is going to enable you to achieve. What does it represent? What will it prove? If you've got to that, what else will you have done? So that there's more, if you like, more gravitas to the figure, not just a plain number. Another question was, I've just lost my question route here. Here we go. I can't afford to hire anybody. How can I grow? Well, this is often a stumbling block that people get into, which is, how much does it cost to actually hire somebody? Well, the first thing is this: if you hire somebody, you're never going to hire somebody for the rest of your life. Okay? If you hire somebody at the beginning, there's going to be a 1-month trial period where they are going to have to prove that they can make a valid contribution to your business. Sometimes that's a bit longer, maybe a 2-month trial period. Now, depending on why you're hiring that person, that is the point to get really clear first, because you're hiring that person to make a contribution to your business. And the contribution they're making is going to be something that is going to free you up to do more of your superpower. So if I do talking and consulting and things like that, I have somebody that looks after my website. I have somebody that looks after my accounts. I have somebody that I work with on marketing. Now, those people, I don't hire them full time. In this gig economy, I can just pay them for the work they do for me. I have a relationship with them that they understand what I need from them and what they need from me. So we've defined our relationship clearly. So the purpose of our relationship from me to them and them to me, the dynamic of that relationship is really clear. But they are contributing something that I don't want to do. I don't want to have to do my accounts. It's not something I enjoy. I don't want to have to look after technology. I can put up web pages and do that and change it and edit it. That's fine. But I don't have to make sure it's all working and make sure this is linked to that or anything like that. That's not my cup of tea. I don't like doing that. Now, when things go wrong, I call Andy and Andy sorts it out. So, you don't have to hire somebody full time. So in this economy today, we can find jobs that we need to get done by other people, and then we can go and find people to do that specific job. But the important thing that then happens is if you don't have clarity, certainty, and confidence in your business systems, it's very difficult for that person to step in and contribute to you because they're not going to be clear how they need to contribute to you. So if you are going to hire somebody, work out the contribution they're going to make first, then get to know them and find out what they can do to help you, and then set up the dynamic of that relationship, because it doesn't have to be full time. It could just be 1 day a week, it could be 1 day a month, depending on what they're doing for you. And therefore the cost is going to be small. And if after the first month they are not contributing to you, or probably 3 months, they are not contributing to you enough that you can do more of what you do to be able to earn enough money to pay them, then it hasn't worked out. So you're not risking a year's salary, you'll be risking 3 months' salary. And 3 months is probably a good enough period of time to work out whether or not somebody's going to be able, or their contribution is going to be able to enable you to earn more money. Able to enable, that's a good one. So if they can do that, then you're going to be able to earn more money, then you're going to be able to pay them, and the business is going to grow. And this whole thing about scaling is understanding the resources you need when you need them so that you can scale the business up. And also, there was another question here, why did I recommend Brian Main? Well, if you remember, the first Transform worksheet was all about who's your business for, what does your business do, why you're doing it, and then asking some of the exit strategy questions. Then the second one I said was that, you've got to get clear about your goals. Now, I use Brian Main, and if you followed me, you'll note that I went to Brian Main's workshop. Was it last weekend? It feels like ages ago, but it probably was last weekend. And that's where I actually formally did my goal mapping, and you saw a picture of my thing. So I've also gone online and done the online version here. And basically what you get on the online version is at the top, the 3 boxes at the top are the why, your reason, if you like, for doing things. And my reason for doing things is my family is together, my life is fulfilled, and I choose my life. So I choose what I do in my life. It's not, I'm not driven by other people. I'm choosing what I do. It's a really lovely place to be. And then in the middle are the actual goals. So the main goal here is I am financially free. Now, there's a number for that associated for me. I'm not going to declare that on out here, but I have a number associated with that, which is my financially free number. And then there's 4 other goals. So I am a healthy human being. I still use the same picture I used last year from the prostate cancer. Obviously, that's the major focus of my health. But also my health includes all the healthy eating. It includes living a healthy lifestyle. I am a role model. So wherever I go, I'm being a role model. I'm living my life. I'm doing the things that I do. I'm walking the talk. I'm actually living the life I'm talking about. And then over here, I take positive action. One of my big challenges is follow up and follow through. It's always has been. But this year, it's really a major focus of my goals is taking positive action continuously. And then up here, I'm connected with my loved ones. Because family is really important to me. Being connected to family in the way I want to be connected to them is a really important thing for me. And then down here on the right hand side, there's the actual how. So I'm going to be structuring my activity, focusing everything I do, and actually really intentionally structuring how I run my business. Consistent healthy living, so that is going to the gym. I didn't go this weekend, but I'll be going tomorrow. Going to the gym, eating healthily, getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, not drinking too much alcohol, doing the things that are going to make my body healthy. And then finally, truly expressing myself. So one of my major goals this year is to have more speaking opportunities. And now I've got 3 speaking opportunities in March, 2 in London, 1 in Portsmouth. And that is again, extending my range, extending how I express myself. And tonight I've been invited to an event, I think it's called Powerful Women in Business. And I've been invited to go along. Now, no, I'm not a woman. I know, good, fine. But they invite other people to come and talk. So I'm just going to go up and see, and I may be doing some speaking gigs for them as well. And then over here is the who. So who, or the what, if you like, the how you're going to make this with the how and the what and the who. For me, it's consistent follow through. So actually making sure that I follow up all the opportunities that come to my door and actually follow up with my customers and clients as I go through. Being who I need to be, doing what I need to do, I'll have what I have, eating what I need to eat and saying what I need to say. So being intentional about all my actions and my community around me. And my community is really great. And then the third sheet I did was the thing about your resources, the wheel of resources. Now, why was Brian Main important? Well, Brian Main was important because Brian Main does a really important thing. In his goal mapping, it's not just about making a pretty picture. I read this every morning. So I read what it says and I look at the image, and that does something in your brain. That's linking your visual side of your brain, some people call it left-right brain, but the visual side of your brain, or the visual part of your brain, and the logic part of your brain. And it's linking those two together, and it's helping your brain create pathways. And those pathways start off as thoughts. Then thoughts become attitudes, attitudes become action, and then when you have done the action, you get the feedback that says, hey, that thought was good, look, it worked. Which is that thing I mentioned on the other day about noticing when you've had a success and congratulating yourself. Because if you do that, it's reinforcing that cycle. And it's called a cybernetic loop. So Brian Main for me is important because it's a very simple system. You can go online and do it at brianmain.com or goalmapping.com. I think the link is in the resources, in the actual groups. I've put the link in both of the groups. So you can go there. It's free. And it's a great exercise just to help you try and put together. And there's lots of videos to help you do it. Allow yourself about an hour and a half the first time you do it, because you just maybe need to understand all the videos. But it's a really simple process, but hugely powerful. So that's why I recommend that. And then the next question was, why is nice leadership relevant to a sole trader? Well, nice leadership is all about creating that environment. So go back to the first question, is purpose, vision, values important if it's just me working for myself? Absolutely it is. And nice leadership is this way I encapsulate that, because nice leadership is about creating that environment, an environment that is nurturing, that is inspiring, that is challenging and empowering. And you need to be nurtured, inspired, challenged and empowered by yourself and by your environment. So Yvonne, who's on today, has just last year moved from one form of living to another form of living to create her own space around her. She's no longer living with other people, she's living on her own, in her own space. So now she can create her environment to support her doing her job. And Yvonne, you know, the work we've done together so far has been fantastic, and I really hope that you're going to put all those pieces together and build that up, because that makes your environment, it's building your environment, it's helping you be supported, be challenged, be inspired, nurtured and empowered by the things you're putting around you. So taking those sort of actions are really important, and that's what nice leadership is about. Nice leadership is about creating the environment so that you can succeed, or if you're working with other people, so that they can succeed. And you know what we're doing here is creating clarity for the path ahead. So working on your purpose, vision, values, really being clear of who you're doing it for, what you're doing it for, why you're doing it, sets your path of where you're going and how you're going to travel there. And goal mapping gives you this daily focus so that you can actually look at it and really understand what it is you're trying to do and see it on a daily basis. That's a daily part of my daily routine. Having a daily routine, getting up, doing something every day in the morning to set yourself up for the day. People say that first 10 minutes is the most vital thing you do. I get up in the morning, I drink a glass of water, about 300 ml, really quickly. I'll do some little jump ups to just get the circulation going and get to do some breathing. Then I'll sit down and I'll meditate. Now, I will normally meditate for 7 minutes. This morning, it was just a quick thing. I can do it quicker. There's about that first 10 minutes of the morning is about getting yourself set for the day. So I've got 3 meetings to go to today. I've got 2 calls to make today to clients, and then I'm off to London. So I know what the day's ahead. I know what's going to happen. I know when I'm going to be, where I'm going to be. I'm all mapped out. I don't have to think about what's next for the rest of the day. It's all mapped out in my head. And by doing that, it frees up your time to think. So I know when I'm going to do my book writing. I know when I'm going to do this. I know when I'm going to do that. So it's really important. And then knowing what resources you have, you know, or you don't have, really helps make decisions on what to do next. So I worked with a guy once who kept going, yeah, but I haven't got a website. Yeah, but I can't do that because I haven't got a website. Oh, yeah, I would do that, but I haven't got a website. So I just said to him one day, well, get a website. And he looked at me as if I'd said something that was in Martian or from, you know, he went, what do you mean, get a website? I said, well, get a website. And this website, not having a website, he'd been using it as an excuse not to do anything. And suddenly I just said, get a website. I went, oh, that's the next thing to do. That's what's missing in my business. Excuse me, is a website. He had a website up within 3 weeks. Great. It wasn't the best website in the world, but he now had a website. So he now could do other things. He could send people to places. He could start collecting information. He could start putting things in front of people, offers in front of people, and his business started to move forward. So when you identify something that's missing or you don't have it, it's very easy to take the decision, well, do I have to put that in place now? So hopefully now you've got your big, hairy, audacious goal in place. You've got the big picture in place for your business, where it's going, what you're trying to achieve. And once you have that, well, what's the next step? Well, the next step, and by the way, just remember the resources, the worksheet from the first episode and episode 3 are in the groups, in the Facebook group and the LinkedIn group, and also the link to the Brian Main goal mapping is in the group. Remember, Brian Main goal mapping is free. Why not use it? Why not try it? Just go there and try it and share your goal map back in the group. I will be sharing mine later today. Hopefully, if I've got a bit of time, I think I will have. I'll be sharing in the group my digital version so people can have a look at that. So you've got your big idea now. You've worked out your vision. You've worked out who you're doing it for. You've worked out what you're doing. You've worked out why you're doing it. And you've identified some resources and hopefully you set your goals. So now you've got the big picture. Now you've got the playing field set for your business. So what's next? Well, where I'm going to take you next is to have a really good hard look at your customer journey, because you have products and services you want to sell to your customers to bring in the income into your business. But how are we actually going to do that? How are we going to find the customers? How are we going to set them up to be ready to experience your products and services? How are we going to do the delivery? And how then are we going to nurture the relationship with that customer on an ongoing basis? Now, everybody needs to have a plan for that. You need to have that set out. And the weird thing is, you can design your customer journey. You can design your customer experience, the customer journey you want them to have and the experience you want them to have. You are 100% in control of your customer experience. Yes, I'll say it again. You are 100% in control of your customer experience. And immediately you're going to come up with oh no, but that customer has to do this and da 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 da. And there's going to be loads of stuff you think is making you change your plan. You are in charge 100% of your customer's experience because you are delivering it. You are setting it up. Now, if you don't feel in charge, then you are either not attracting the right customer, you're not setting their expectations up properly, you're not then delivering it to the standard that you know will deliver the transformation your customers want, and then you're not creating a good enough and a deep enough relationship with them so that they understand who you are and they understand the dynamic of the relationship between you and your customer. If you do not feel in control, one of those areas is broken. And so if you don't feel control, great, you've noticed you're not in control. You feel you're being run by your customers. As soon as you notice that, one of those areas is broken. And if you're going to then try and sort that out, you need to figure out which area is broken. But you've got to have designed the journey first. So the whole month of February, we're going to be setting you challenges which are going to help you really get to grips of your customer journey in a way that you've never done before. We're going to really go deep and have you really look at the steps, the elegant little steps that your customers have to go through to become your customer, to become your raving fan. And if you get this bit right, then you are going to open up more opportunity to have more income in your business. Now, Gemma, who's not on the call today, she sent me a message last night. She said I could use this, so thank you very much, Gemma, for doing that. Here's the thing. She has got an opportunity of a new distribution outlet, so a different type of shop to be able to go and sell her products, which she does, all her natural beauty products, through a different type of shop. Now, she has to be able to give the products to that company in a way that they can make enough margin and that she can make enough margin. But she now has an issue because her prices might not be attractive enough to them because of the way that she structured her pricing so far. So she hasn't structured her pricing at this stage to deliver to that environment. So what can she do? Well, one area, and we haven't looked at this in any great detail, but I just suggested this quickly to her last night, but one area would be if she's got her products that she sells through one existing market, she could actually now try selling those products to this other outlet, but put them through in a different way, as a different distribution, maybe packaging or creating packaged products, so putting two products together and therefore putting a price point on that, a value-added price point, which is better for her than actually just the one. So added value in a way and be able to put the price up that way. Or she might have to increase her product prices overall so that she can actually meet this market. But it's an area she understands what she wants to do with her business. She's very clear about her purpose, her vision and her values. So now it's looking at, well, how am I going to implement a customer journey that's going to work for me too? Because by the way, customer journeys have to work for you. There's a guy called Glenn Burgess who I've worked with and who's a fantastic business guy. I use the product, the pain matrix I use comes from Glenn. One of the things he did was he wanted to over-deliver. He wanted to over-deliver to his customers. Well, ended up over-delivering to an extent where he was no longer making any money because he was spending all his time over-delivering. So you've got to be really clear that when you're delivering something to your customers that works for them, gives them the transformation you're promising, and works for you, gives you the outcome you want for your business. So hopefully have some conversations with Jenna over the next few weeks, and she'll be able to sort that one out. Now, I'm here to help. That's the main thing. The reason I'm doing these Transform Your Business series is I am here to help. So please use me up. I use the resources in the group. They're going to be there. There are no resources this week because the 3 resources for January are already there. But in February, there'll be more resources helping you design your customer journey. And if you're getting stuck, if you're not having, yes, there is something you can do. You can book a business breakthrough call with me. The link is in the Facebook group. It's also on the business page here. And that is £45 for 45 minutes. You can go to my website. There's other products and services there. You can ask me questions in the groups and I will answer them, or you can direct message me and I will answer your questions. This is about supporting my community, you, to help you grow your business. So please use me up. If you want too much, I'll tell you and I'll say you're going to have to pay for that now. But that's my business. That's what I do. But if I can help you and if I can give you stuff for free, I will do that. And I have lots of resources available to make that happen. So next Monday, it's Customer Journey Part 1. And it'll be all about your attraction process. How do you attract customers to your business right now? What's their process? What do they have to do to get to find you, to become your customer? How can they understand what you're doing? How are you describing your story to them so that they can really understand it? And then we'll be working through the rest of the month through the other 3 areas of the customer journey. So I hope this morning's been useful. I've got a dash now because I've got a meeting to get to, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday here, 6:30 bright and busy. Well done for getting up. I hope you enjoyed it, and please tell people about these sessions. If you're finding them useful, tell other people about them because we want lots of people in this community. And remember, go into the Facebook group, ask your questions. If somebody asks a question that you know the answer to, please answer it. That'd be fantastic. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.